To the barbs and the barbs only, but I'm speaking to the barbs that have common sense. Can you explain why Nicki would end up supporting Charlie Kirk's wife and his legacy and go on and why is she taking this whole turn with Trump and stuff? Can you just explain to me why? And I don't need you to comment dumb stuff.
The internet exploded the moment Nicki Minaj confirmed what fans had been speculating for weeks. She has officially embraced the MAGA identity. Yes, that MAGA. Overnight, timelines were divided, fan pages were in shambles, and longtime supporters started questioning everything they thought they knew about their rap queen. And just when the debate couldn't get any louder, Cardi B stepped in, not with a diss track, not with a rant, but with a message. A calculated one. The question now is simple. Is this just personal politics, or is hip-hop facing a cultural identity crisis? Nicki Minaj has always been known for doing things her own way. From redefining female rap dominance to building one of the most loyal fan bases in music history, she has never needed approval to make bold moves. But her recent confirmation of aligning with the MAGA movement hit differently, not because artists aren't allowed to have political opinions, but because of what hip-hop represents at its core. Hip-hop has historically been a voice for marginalized communities. It was built as a form of resistance against systemic inequality, against silence, against power structures that ignored people at the bottom. For many fans, the MAGA movement symbolizes the very systems hip-hop once challenged. That's why Nicki's stance felt less like a political preference and more like a cultural contradiction. What intensified the backlash wasn't just what she supported, but how she handled it. There was no clear explanation, no attempt to bridge the gap with her audience, no acknowledgement of why fans felt conflicted. Instead, the message came off abrupt, dismissive, and detached. As a result, fans began leaving not quietly but loudly. Social media unfollows surged, stan accounts went inactive, and debates erupted across every platform. The label MAGA Barbie stuck quickly, becoming both a meme and a warning sign. Some argue that Nicki is simply exercising her freedom of thought, and that argument is valid, but celebrity influence changes the rules. When you build your brand on empowerment and cultural unity, every public stance carries weight. Fans don't just consume the music, they connect with the values behind it. Nicki's situation proves one thing clearly. In today's climate, neutrality is rare and silence is loud. Choosing a political side isn't just personal anymore, it's a business, cultural, and emotional decision with real consequences. Cardi B has never been known for holding her tongue. So when news broke about Nicki's political alignment, many expected fireworks, maybe even a direct call-out. But what Cardi delivered instead was something far more powerful. Restraint, rather than attacking Nicki directly, Cardi shared a message that focused on accountability. It wasn't framed as beef, it wasn't framed as rivalry, it was framed as reality. The message was simple but sharp. Your beliefs are your right, but your platform comes with responsibility. Cardi has consistently positioned herself as politically aware. She speaks openly about policies, elections, and social justice issues, especially those affecting working-class communities. Because of that history, her reaction felt less like shade and more like leadership. Fans immediately picked sides. Some praised Cardi for standing firm in hip-hop's traditional values. Others accused her of inserting herself into unnecessary drama. But one thing was undeniable: Cardi controlled the narrative. She didn't react emotionally, she responded intentionally. This moment also highlighted the contrast between the two artists. Nicki's approach felt distant and dismissive, while Cardi's felt grounded and connected. Whether intentional or not, Cardi reinforced her image as an artist who understands her audience and speaks their language. There's also history here. The tension between Cardi and Nicki has never fully disappeared, and fans inevitably viewed this moment through that lens. But Cardi avoided personal attacks, which kept the focus on the issue, not the rivalry. In today's entertainment landscape, artists are no longer judged solely by their talent. They're judged by their values, their awareness, and their willingness to stand for something. Cardi's response wasn't loud, but it was effective. And sometimes that's more powerful than any diss track. This situation goes far beyond two rappers. It raises a much bigger question. What role should politics play in hip-hop today? Hip-hop is no longer an underground movement. It's a global industry worth billions. With that growth comes pressure from brands, fans, and media for artists to define where they stand. Political silence is often interpreted as indifference, while political alignment invites backlash. Today's fans don't just stream music, they invest emotionally. They support artists whose values reflect their own. That means political stances can directly impact album sales, touring success, sponsorships, and long-term relevance. Nicki's MAGA alignment represents a risk, not because it's wrong, but because it challenges the expectations of her core audience. Rebuilding that trust will require transparency and engagement, not dismissal. For Cardi, this moment strengthens her position as a cultural voice. Whether people agree with her or not, she's seen as authentic, and authenticity is currency in modern hip-hop. Looking ahead, more artists will face similar crossroads. Stay silent and be criticized. Speak up and be divided. There is no safe option anymore. Hip-hop is evolving again, not musically but ideologically, and moments like this define where the culture goes next. Now it's your turn. Do you believe Nicki Minaj's MAGA stance is simply personal freedom, or does being a cultural icon come with responsibility? Was Cardi B's message a necessary reality check, or should artists stay out of political debates altogether? Drop your honest opinion in the comments, no filters, no bias. If you enjoy deep dives into hip-hop culture, celebrity politics, and real conversations, make sure to like, share, and subscribe.